And another wave of inspiration is tickling my heart and my throat. And so I wanted to come and talk to you. There is nothing good about porn, okay? Nothing good, okay? And so what happens is a lot of men think that they're watching porn and they're like getting education. They're like learning how to have sex, how to please a woman. While once you figure things out, the other big chunk of those who watch porn is to elicit feelings of sexual desire and sexual act and the whole emotional, physical experience to have a release. And so if you really think, like, I really need you to think about what's going on, like physically, psychologically, energetically, when you are engaging in pornography. Okay, because the thing is, most of you don't think about it, and you haven't, and that's okay. And this is why there is a sexual revolution right now. This is why humanity is waking up, and porn is just a very strong thread in the collective right now that is spread through the globe in the most dark and covert ways, that is sabotaging and distorting the masculine psyche. Okay? Pornography affects both men and women. For boys, most start porn at the age of 9 to 13 years old, okay? As your first exposure to that. From some of the clients that I've spoken to, they said they were traumatized by the way things were presented to them. Others didn't know exactly the effects, but now as adults, they're understanding that they're addicted to porn and that they need it in order to elicit specific feelings that eventually lead into sexual satisfaction. And for others, it's how they think they learned how to be lovers, which completely distorts the act of lovemaking in every single way. Okay? And so porn films, free things that you find online, like, are some of the most searched titles in the search engines. Okay? And the amount of free content out there makes it accessible to anyone and everyone. Back in the 80s, 90s, if you wanted to look at titties, you had to go and scrabble in your dad's pocket, finding a quarter, going to that clerk around the corner and praying to God that nobody sees you, looking the clerk in the eyes and saying, "Can I please have the Playboy?" Okay? That's what you had to do, men had to do back in the good old days to look at titties. Now, literally 5 seconds, click on the phone. Right? So just feel the shift from that. Another aspect, when you are training your body to create a sense of arousal and sexual satisfaction from watching, visually stimulating your eyes, your internal senses, through another party in engagement of the act, you are completely dissociated from what the actual feeling of the act is, because you have no bodily connection to understand what's going on. And so you're literally watching someone else and you're trying to create the pleasure with your hand or whatnot, and there's a psychic thing that's happening there that's just not helping you understand what is lovemaking, what is sex, like what is real pleasure, right? And so then you watch these things on TV, and then you go and perform with a real human. And what happens? First few times, maybe to this day, you might have no idea what real lovemaking is. And that's the sad part, is that there is no real initiation for young men to understand, what does it mean to love a woman? What does it mean to give myself? What does it mean to expand into physical union and the importance of spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical components that come with it, right? And another subject in relations to porn that is the most disturbing is the fact that porn is one of the most expansive spaces that feeds off of human and child trafficking. And so for you guys, you have no idea of how much dark energy you have siphoned by masturbating to something that is of traumatic, horrific experience for someone in it. Can you think of that for me? Can you think into the depths of what if I have masturbated and found pleasure in someone else's massive, horrific pain? Distortion, okay? Distortion. And so if you're trying to wake up and be a conscious, divine, masculine man, porn has got to go. And it's important to call your brothers forth, because porn ruins relationships. It ruins marriages. Sex that's distorted ruins relationships. Lust, greed for these types of experiences that are so intense just distorts us. Because at the truth of lovemaking and pleasure is feeling, is connection. And that's something you cannot experience through porn. Yeah, it's really deep. And then another aspect of pornography is for women. The dissociation of feminine goddess form. And a lot of women look at themselves as objects for men's pleasure. A lot of men look at women as objects of pleasure and birth. Again, distortion from the sacred. Divine worship of the goddess leads to the goddess fully opening up. Not just slamming her, pounding her, being disrespectful in the way that you penetrate her. And so there's parts of women that learn from porn that they have to take sex very roughly. And they have to like all these things that at the truth of her core, she might not care for. And then women end up doing things that are out of alignment with their bodies, with their hearts. They allow men for touching them in ways that doesn't feel good. Women learn to man please and do things that they see in movies because they think that's what will keep a man. Right? And another huge psychic attack from the effects of porn is the decrease in our self-worth and self-acceptance, especially when it comes to the way that our genitals look. Porn stars are specifically hired and their genitals are treated with wax and bleach and therapies, and men penises are like pumped and expanded, and it's made that way, but it's not real. And as a tantrika who does a lot of lingam massage, I can assure you that your cock is fine. And that for you, man, one of your biggest initiation in your life is acceptance of your cock and his power. Okay? I know that for some men, it might be easier. You might have been gifted with the perfect looking cock. Good for you. You have good karma. Okay? But for those men, you know who you are. There is no judgment, but there is acceptance that you've been gifted what you've been gifted. Can you love and accept yourself through it? And then can you learn, understand lovemaking? female anatomy, how to bring women pleasure, and trust that you have enough for the right woman. And that you have other skills and other tools to bring pleasure. Because women use this ammunition a lot. Okay? Women will use the ammunition of calling you out and speaking wounded, mean, and disrespectful words about your shaft, about you, in order to tear you down off your throne. Because that's the place where it hurts most. And I pray for those women. I pray for the women who use verbal manipulation and control and children as ammunition. May those women find peace. May we pray for them because they are hurt. This whole society is hurt. We're just walking around and playing a whole bunch of hurt inner children, pretending to be adults. Like literally, have you seen our government? Like who the fuck is running our governments right now? Can't even get into that. And so the effects of extended pornography use are huge. Testosterone levels are down. Men nowadays have the lowest number of testosterone in years. Okay? There's like so much depolarization happening. And on top of all of that, now we have this whole gender confusion thing happening. Like, what is happening in this world, you guys? Sometimes I'm scared. Sometimes I'm really fucking concerned because it doesn't make sense to me. So I'm asking myself, should I just practice my spiritual philosophy and accept this? Or do I stand in my cognizant, clear knowing that this is wrong? We're literally now questioning, what is a woman? What is a man? Are you fucking kidding me? What is a woman? What is a man? They're literally changing dictionaries and rewriting medical books to be all-inclusive because somebody didn't accept themselves. And that karmic bullshit is now repopulating. And so may we all pray. May we all pray for those that are confused, for those that are unsure, for those who are forced. Yeah, it's deep. The distortion is so fucking deep. Like if you start really looking at it and zooming out, and it's been planned. It's been planned that way. And so how do we get out of it? By becoming conscious and aware of it. And by changing our actions. Men, porn has got to go. If you do desire visual, sensual stimulation, I invite you to invest and purchase boudoir photography and videography that's produced by females so that you can truly learn and understand feminine pleasure. What is sex from the female's perspective? Learn, buy, invest. And that's another thing. When you're constantly jerking off to somebody else's energy, spiritually speaking, you're losing your life force all over the place. So ultimately, you're like a weak man who's just disrespecting himself. And then, what else? I forgot. It was coming to me and then it left me. Yeah, porn has got to go. It has got to go. And as a sex educator, as a tantrika, like I'm in the field, you guys. I'm literally like on a battlefield. And I'm seeing the side effects of that. And actually, I wanted to share a story with you before I started, but I forgot, but it's coming to me now. I had a partner in the past who was using porn. And I didn't know the extent of it and how it affected me until the one night when I woke up in the middle of the night and he wasn't sleeping next to me. And I'm a pretty sexually charged up woman. And in that relationship, I constantly complained around him not desiring me enough, not approaching me for sex enough. Like, I would want to have sex every day. He would be okay with having sex 2, 3 times a week. And that one night I woke up and he wasn't in my bed, and I saw lights in the bathroom, and I walked up to the bathroom and I heard moans and sounds from his phone. And so I went to sleep and I cried a little bit because it made me so fucking hurt. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You have a gorgeous woman in your bed and you're masturbating to porn? What the fuck is wrong with that? I don't want to say wrong with you because I don't want to judge, but fuck, yes, it's wrong. Because it's an addiction. It's an addiction. So we need to get out of that. Because every woman, and this is something really important, okay? This is a code. For every man listening out there, I really need you to know this. Every woman is an insatiable goddess who has a nectar of immortality waiting to be explored. It is your job as a man, as a lover, as a giver, as a provider, as a protector of her heart and her honor, to create a container and to pleasure her to a point in that which she surrenders and releases her juice to you. Every woman is an insatiable goddess. And when you fuck her right, she will want it. And if she doesn't want it, sure, you can blame it on her hormones. You can blame it on the baby. You can blame it on the menopause. Let's do some research, because women are insatiable lovers and they can take so much pleasure that you cannot even fathom about. Okay? And until my legs are hurting and shaking, I can keep going. But at some point, like, I need to stretch. And I call it, I need aftercare. For every hour of lovemaking, I need half an hour of massage. Okay? Because keeping your legs out, spread like this for an extended period of time, it's not the most comfortable. I mean, I do my yoga and I stretch, but still. And so, yeah, I hope this lands for you guys. Thank you for whoever's been here with me. So that feels good, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. It feels good to be back. And on that note, until I see you next time, or for those of you who are in Florida, South Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and you would like to come see me for my tantric shamanic bodywork experience, come and apply on my website. It would be my honor to support you. And for couples who are interested in learning more about what is Tantra, what is this authentic relating, what is this sacred intimacy all about, I invite you to join me on a 3-hour tantric ritual for couples. It's a profound journey that I take you on, where you get to learn how to become lovers and healers for each other. And that's something that is really important and very valuable to each and every sacred union. And so thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today. I'm sending you off with a beautiful ray of a rainbow light. Love, joy, peace, and honor and integrity on your path. Ciao.